going.
Hurry.
I think we're live. I hope we're live. I'm not sure if anyone's actually looking. Hello. Hello and welcome to Monster of the Week on the Root Cellar RPG. Everyone's really excited. Yes. We are playing a one-shot tonight because we are missing some of our regulars. So we decided to still play Monster of the Week, but to just make up something new for tonight. So we have a couple of newbies and a couple of familiar faces, but we will still go ahead and go around and talk about our various characters. Does it look okay, Sam? You'll have to tell me. I can't see the monitor.
Yeah, it looks fine. Shay just texted me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Is he watching?
Yeah, he said, get off your phone, man. So.
Good. Excellent. All righty. So, yeah, let's go ahead and start talking about... So we already made all of our characters. Some of them, if you saw the previous Monster of the Week, will be familiar. But there's two new faces, and so they have to get together in a different way. Who wants to introduce themselves first?
Sweet. I'll do it. Although I don't remember what I did last time, so I might have to make up something new.
Like that would be the first time.
Right? Let's see. My name is Tam Pepper. I don't know if I should tell you I'm the Crooked or not, but I will.
I think you should.
Okay, I am the Crooked. A bit of a thief, burglar, grifter, charlatan. Let's see. My background. I've worked less than legal jobs before. As I mentioned, I am a grifter. I have a crew. I'm trying to find page 2 here. Let's see. I got a few enemies. One of my enemies is a police detective, TJ Hooker. He has made it his personal goal to put me away forever. I am going to avoid him at all costs. And my old partner, Mr. R.L. Stein, betrayed me in the middle of our last job, which is how I wound up talking over here to Albie. And yeah, I am a guy, yeah, with friendly eyes and a tracksuit. I like red velvet.
Like it.
Yes.
Red velvet tracksuit.
Red velvet tracksuit with white trim. And some regular old sneaks. Nothing good. Basic or something. E6. That's all right. I didn't want that there.
Zach's taking a walk. All right.
And
here we
the
go.
DM just left.
Yeah.
GM, DM. Who wants to go next?
Oh, I totally will. I will. I'm Freak the Flake. I'm kind of a conspiracy theorist, but it's not a conspiracy if it's true, okay? It's just not a conspiracy if it's true. I mean, I guess it is. They're conspiring. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Yeah. I'm a little too focused on the things going on in the shadows to really worry about my appearance or, really the way I mutter to myself and, look around all crazy watching for, threats from every angle. I look really shaggy and ragged, and I look real crazy, and I am a little crazy. It's just what I am. But
Everybody's a little bit crazy.
well, I might be a little more crazy than most. I'm a conspiracy theorist, and I'd really like to find somebody who had the inside track on the truth.
Well, my name is Badger. I am a former FBI agent who has since been disgraced and kicked out of the agency, but not before taking some important equipment with me. Long story short, I was not happy with the way that the U.S. government wished to deal with the very real issue of monsters. They would like to have harnessed them as weapons for mass destruction of sorts. And I'd personally rather see them all gone forever. So I've been on some sort of vigilante mission to rid the world of these horrific beasts. And in my travels in a stolen and since unmarked FBI van, I've come across this rough and tumble group of monster hunters that may help me, may hurt my goals, who knows.
Maybe. Ooh, that's what the story's all about. Ooh. Alrighty, so Sam.
I'm Carl, recent high school graduate. Straight A's, of course, because all I did was study. But it occurs to me that I need to liven up my love life a little bit. So I was thinking that maybe what's sexier than a monster hunter? And of course, we all know those are real because they haunt me every day. So the ultimate goal here is to become big, beefy, and strong so that I can get a lady. So I'm wearing the hippest new fashion, some loafers and some khakis, and a button up tucked in, of course. Glasses, because without them I couldn't see. And curly hair and some freckles and just, about as skinny as a person could be.
I like it. Oh, man. What a ragtag group of fuckers you guys are. Why are you guys hunting monsters together then? I guess is my next question.
I mean, I was just seeking out anybody who might have information, and I kept bothering people, and eventually this guy said he knew things. I don't know. I just, I pretty much ask everybody in authority if they've seen the things, and he said he had, actually.
I mean, I'd certainly seen the things. I can't give truth to a lot of the things you were telling me, but I can tell you that with the clearance I had, I know enough to know that you know more truth than the average person around, so
That's true.
it'd be useful to keep you around and at least have someone else who trusts me with my mission.
Yeah, no, we should wipe out all these monsters. I mean, they're constantly sneaking up on people and taking their pants and then, pushing them down and making fun of them and stuff, and that's just not okay.
I've personally met several of those monsters.
I know.
But I'm here because I just answered an ad in the newspaper.
What did the ad say?
It said, we need a fourth member to destroy the monsters of whatever. And I was, sign me up. I'm in. And I met you guys, and I'm like, I'm about as cool as you guys, right?
Let the record show I did not post that ad.
Me neither, actually.
This van fits 3.
Who posted the ad?
It was on Craigslist. That's where I put it.
Yeah.
And why did you put up the ad?
Who reads the newspaper besides him? And he sleeps under it. He doesn't read it. Oh, why?
Yeah.
Well, after that horde of goblins chased me out of the museum I was robbing last time, I had a whole pocket full of coins that fell out. I was really kind of disappointed in that. Ancient coins. Ran into this fellow who helped me hide in his cardboard box filled with newspapers from the cops, from the heat. And, I was like, you know what? If 2 of us can do this well, 4 of us can do twice as good. My math is solid. I feel like this is a thing.
2 + 2 is 4.
Oh, thank you for that confirmation, Carl. So Badger, or actually no, Tam, how did you get mixed up? If you're running from the law, how'd you get mixed up in a former FBI agent?
Well, the way I say we're both criminals, just criminals from the different side. Criminals behind a badge, I'm a criminal in front of the badge. Either way, we're both criminals together.
I see. Alrighty. Well, anything else from the characters that you guys wanted to say? Anything else for anyone else? So just again, just a quick little discussion. So about what this game is like, because not too many people are familiar with it, and we have 2 new players. The game is very narrative based, so there's a lot less rolling than in D&D. So a lot of the decisions are based on just logic. So you don't get to roll your way out of something that doesn't make sense. But there is of course rolling. But the only rolls are all of one type, and they just use 2d6. You roll them when you make a move, and hopefully you guys all read through the moves beforehand, and there's a little reference sheets in front of you. But usually I will be the one who calls for a move. You'll just tell me what you want to do. And then if I think that fits into a move, then we'll probably roll it. Ideally you will already have something like that in mind also, but no need to worry. We can work out any differences from there. But yeah, it's obviously Monster of the Week, so there's going to be a monster to hunt, hopefully kill. Some of you might die. Some innocents might die. Hopefully a monster dies at the end of this. Yeah, otherwise, any questions?
This isn't one of those lame monsters like it was humans all along or something, right?
No.
Okay, good. Good.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Yeah. He was just scaring people to prop up his old failing amusement park.
Always. Always with the amusement parks. I don't understand it.
It's because they're all run by capitalists.
I mean, most
true
businesses
monster
are,
here.
yeah.
True monster is capitalism. Oh, we're making lots of friends already.
Yep.
Okay, so with this atmospheric music going, then we'll go ahead and get started. So this story takes place actually fairly close to where you guys are all based. You're all based in Texas for reasons that become apparent in later encounters. But this takes place in a small town called Ackerley, Texas. And it's a very small farming community. Not that many people live here. It's one of those communities where everyone knows each other's names. But on this particular night, we're looking at Frank and Esther Sellers. These two, they're an old couple. They've been living on this farm for as long as anyone can remember. But it's been a really dry year. Times are a little tough, so they've been having to work a little extra hard despite their many years out here. And tonight, Frank Sellers had to go out to the barn to take care of some calves that were just recently born. But he went out on a commercial break when they were watching one of their favorite crime dramas. And Esther actually didn't even realize he didn't come back until the show was over. So, a little concerned, but not too concerned. But because, I mean, people get hung up with all sorts of things. So she decides to go out and check on him. But as she opens up the door and that screen door squeals in that way that it has for years that they've been meaning to fix, she immediately knows that something's wrong. She takes 2 more steps out onto the porch, and there she sees her husband's body lying in the grass. A dark figure is hunched over it, and there's a deep slurping sound coming from the two of them. As she turns inside to run, it's too late already. Another figure, dark figure, is upon her, and she never gets to call for help. So this is a death strange enough to make the news in this small town. And that's where you guys hear about it. Because it's strange, first off, that there's any kind of murder at all in this small town. But also that when the bodies were found, they were devoid of most of their blood. So, of course, rumors are swirling. People think there might be some cult running around. But no one really knows what to do. So, you guys hear about this on the news. Who hears about it? You do?
Yes.
Okay, and what media format do you hear it on?
I was surfing a nondescript forum website on monster relativities.
Oh, monster relativity.
Yeah.
You can't just drop like theories in to sound smart. Anyway, I love it. No, monster relativities. And where were you? Were you like around these guys? Are you guys like in a?
I was at my mom's basement at the time.
Okay.
But you better believe that I had Badger on the phone the second that I read this.
And I picked him up. I don't know why.
Badger, I've been reading the forums recently, and there's been a local attack, and it seems different than the other like several forums that I read. It seems a little bit stranger, and it actually happened here in our hometown.
And what other forums do you read, Carl?
Wow. Do we have an hour? But the important thing is that I think we should check it out. The victims have been slurped to death. And everyone knows that one of the most common attack formations of the El Chupacabra is they're slurped. I think. And I wondered if you knew anything about this.
Well, I sure as hell know that slurping deaths are generally not attributed to El Chupacabra because that's a myth.
Oh, really? You're so cool.
But if I know a thing or two, I know that the truth is probably far worse. If you say this is credible, I think it's worth checking out.
Sick! I can't drive. Can you pick me up?
Yes, Carl, I'll be there in 15.
Sweet. Mom! I'm going out monster hunting.
All right, cool. So you guys are collecting the other people?
Yes. They were already with me when I received the call.
Oh, where do you guys hang out together?
The van.
That's true. Yeah, I got evicted recently, and I needed a place to sleep, and he had a van. I mean,
Do you all live in the van?
Well, I mean, so we have kind of our whole radar system decked out in there to where we can detect monster presence if it's necessary. So it's nice to just be around and
My
in
mom's
case we
just
get a
going to
blip.
see me enter a van right outside the front.
It's white
And you know what?
unmarked.
She's glad to see you go.
Get your
Don't come back this time.
your mom's hot.
I know, right?
Okay. So do you do any research, or what are you guys doing? What's the plan here? You're all in a van now.
We're all in a van. Yeah, and I think before we go too far, it may be a chupacabra, but it's far more likely to be a bloodthirsty cow. They get the thirst for human blood, and they can't help themselves, so they pounce on people, and then they drink all their blood.
I sure as hell hope a cow's the worst of our problems.
Oh, you don't want to meet these cows. Once they got a thirst for blood, they just go crazy.
I'm second guessing this whole monster thing.
Well, you're in the van
Are
now.
you
It's
telling
too
me
late.
that there's a bovine beast sucking the blood out of innocent victims?
I mean, it could happen.
Oh, wow.
But back to my question: is anyone doing any research or any?
I brought with me a stack of Scholastic monster books with me that I have since I was a kid, and I'm just flipping through those.
So I do know enough from the field that genetically modified leeches and other sorts of blood-sucking creatures, mosquitoes, whatnot, are being developed and had been developed by the government for the sake of this sort of biological warfare. If you can unleash a certain population of horrifically blood-sucking creatures that do not have any reason to stop upon a population, it can decimate cities within weeks.
I mean, that does sound dangerous, but is that based on research here? Is that just you
It's based
postulate?
on my knowledge.
Okay.
Gives me
Interesting.
enough of a reason to want to pursue this death.
Okay, so you want to pursue it. I believe that Freak is making a move, though.
I mean, Freak was. I was just connecting the dots, which we're not talking to a person. I'm just holding 3 dice, basically.
Oh, okay.
Holding 3 questions for later, which I get to ask you about.
Is that the one that says at the beginning of a mystery?
Yep. Spin my.
Yeah. So that's actually right now is when you get to ask those.
I
Hold means I don't know why they call it hold, but yeah, it basically
It
means
says spend my hold during the mystery to ask the keeper any one of the following questions.
that. Oh, okay.
I would assume that they get to be asked later because otherwise I only have
I
one that's
see.
actually useful.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Okay, now I get it. Okay. But so, what are you guys doing that?
The Badger, sorry. Here's the address to the farm where the couple was attacked. I think the police have pretty much cleared out completely. We should be okay to sneak onto them.
Sounds like we're sneaking onto it.
All right, so you guys are driving out there. Are you sneaking out in the day?
We do most of our driving by night.
Oh, okay. So you're waiting until the night
Shotgun.
the night afterwards. Okay.
I want to ride in the shotgun. If that's okay.
I mean, that's up to Badger. It's
Badger.
his van.
Yes.
Sweet. Can I hold your gun?
No.
Okay.
Oh, actually, I did want to ask. So you brought some gear. So so you have your van. Was there any other gear that was worth mentioning?
Yes, there's a decent amount of gear. So this van is a stolen FBI van that has since been unmarked. It came complete with surveillance gear, radars, mics, headsets, whatever Dopplers we would need to at least be able to detect some sort of monstrous activity nearby. It's fairly anonymous, as in unmarked. It's not exactly it's not traceable at all by the Bureau or by law enforcement. So it's basically just a fairly sketchy, cramped white van that when you enter the inside looks kind of like a mad scientist lab.
Oh, wow.
In addition, I am armed within the vehicle. There is my submachine gun, and then I carry a pistol and a knife on me.
All right. Cool. How about you, Carl? What do you?
I have my multi-tool, which is just equipped with basically the bare minimum, or everything that a multi-tool kind of screwdrivers.
Yeah, we know what a multi-tool is,
Okay.
Carl. It's okay.
Also, along with that, I have what my mom tells me are my dad's old nunchucks. So I carry those around with me whenever I go to fight monsters, just in case. I'm not really trained with them, but how hard could it be?
I mean, yeah. Did you know your father?
No, he, according to my mother, left when I was about 2.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
Wow.
Oh, that's mean. Okay.
Shots fired. Yeah.
So, all right. So you guys are driving out there, and you're driving out at night. Like, what is your? So you're driving out there, but how are you sneaking onto the farm? What is your plan? Like, yeah, we need details.
Is it fenced off?
There's a basic fence around. It's not like a prison or anything like that, but it's a farm. They don't want animals escaping. Good fences make good neighbors.
I say we just pull up close enough to where we can, scan the area with the radar equipment that we do have inside. If we're allowed to do that outside the perimeter of the fence, that'd be ideal, because driving through the fence is not exactly conspicuous.
Okay. No, that
Rather
wouldn't
not do
be.
that.
So let me go ahead and describe what you guys are at. So you guys are basically, it's a bunch of farmland. And so as you drive out, like basically, you're driving out of, you guys are in the city, I would guess. And you're driving out and, you see drive through the suburbs, and then you drive through a small town. Then you drive through a smaller town. Then you drive through a village, which is basically a few buildings stood up at the only stoplight that you've seen in about 20 miles. And then you make it to Ackerley, sorry. So it's really just more of a cluster of farms interspersed by a bunch of dirt roads. So as you pull up to the farm where Carl researched the deaths to have occurred, you're basically just on a dirt road. You can pull off. You can see there's the fences. There's a couple trees up and down, but this is kind of the arid part of Texas, so there's not many trees. Most of them were planted by people. But yeah, and if you kind of look around, you could look in and you can see the farmhouse and the barn and a couple little livestock paddocks, and you can see, like, especially Badger, you would be able to tell the telltale signs of law enforcement around, some of the old caution tape and that kind of stuff from earlier today, even.
Besides the tape, are there any cops around, or is it?
You don't see any right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let's pull up just outside of the crime scene perimeter, just in case. Not fully enter the premises in our vehicle, but
Okay.
pull up just outside where the remnants of the crime scene appeared to be.
And what are you doing then? Just
I'd like to get out of the van and peek while you mess with your radar stuff.
You are a free man, Carl.
so you guys are all just gonna sit?
I'm
Sure.
Because I can tell you the van is uncomfortable.
I'm not gonna let
You can't tell us that.
I'm not gonna let the kid wander off into the night by himself. I mean, if the bloodthirsty cows jump him, like you gotta have somebody there to watch your back.
All right.
I appreciate that, Mr. Freak. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem, kid.
So Freak and Carl
Yeah.
are gonna go to do some investigating. Tam, what are you thinking?
Goodness gracious. I don't think I own a flashlight. Let's see if I can rummage around here and find one.
I do.
Can I get
There-
one?
I was gonna say, and there might be one in the van.
It's a
you
pretty
could
equipped
ask.
van.
Yeah. Maybe if I can find one.
There's surveillance gear. Does that include a flashlight? It does not. There is a toolkit that I don't have.
I think a flashlight would be pretty standard issue.
Standard-
in
standard
most cars.
van.
Really, you should be carrying a flashlight in your car. You never know what could happen. Even if it doesn't happen to you, you can help out somebody else.
Right.
Anyway,
Especially if you hunt monsters.
see PSA. We should get to write this off our taxes. Anyway.
Yeah, I'll acquire a flashlight and maybe go with them.
Alrighty.
See what they're doing.
I suppose I must join them since all three have now vacated my vehicle. But first, I would like to get a read on my surveillance gear real quick and see if there's anything I can determine about monster activity nearby.
Okay, so we would probably call that reading a bad situation.
All right.
In this case, and I don't know if
in
you
the
need
bottom.
some help.
It's in the bottom right of this screen. This sheet here.
Yeah. So
What to do?
so you will make a roll. I forgot what the stat modifier is.
Sharp.
All right. So yes. So you'll roll, and then you'll add your sharp modifier, and then we'll look at what the result is.
Okay. That is an 11.
Okay.
Hold 3.
We have
One
those-
hold can be spent to ask any of the following questions. Okay, so I get 3 of these questions.
Alrighty. So what questions would you like to ask?
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Nothing that shows up on your surveillance equipment shows up. So you get and also what specifically in your surveillance equipment are you using? That actually I need to know that in order to answer some of these questions.
I would imagine. I wouldn't imagine. I do imagine motion tracking.
Motion tracking.
Some sort of Doppler radar
Okay.
to identify movement, much like it would identify like animals or like fellow planes in airspace. That sort of
Okay.
thing.
All right. Then you don't see anything threatening. You see standard just country movement of small animals. If your equipment is particularly good, maybe you see a movement in a neighbor's house. But on the Cellar's farm, things are quiet.
Okay. What is my best way in?
The best way in, you have a number of ways to approach the farm. The driveway is open, but you could easily get past the fence. You don't see anything threatening enough to say that you need to take one way or another.
Am I limited to only these questions?
Yes.
Do I get to save a question?
So you don't really get to save a question because once you kind of leave this situation, that read a bad situation doesn't really apply very much.
Okay.
But as long as you're getting in, I believe you get what's called +1 ongoing. As long as you're utilizing the information that you're reading. So as long as you're getting onto the farm, you get +1 ongoing. But then once you're on the farm, everything kind of changes.
Okay. Well, what is my best way out?
Your best way out would probably be to get back to the van via the driveway.
This has all been very useful information. All right. Well, I will utilize all of that and join my companions out on their approach towards the farmhouse because it does not seem like we are in any immediate danger.
Alrighty. So where are you guys going? So you see the farm. I already kind of described what it looks like. You've got the farmhouse on the one side of the driveway. Other side is some livestock area and a barn. And you can, it's probably a little too dark to see much beyond that. Is an old dusted on light on the barn that really illuminates most of what you're seeing right now. How late did you guys get here, by the way? How late is it?
7 p.m.
Okay. Still probably light out then.
It's winter.
Yeah, depending on the season.
I believe that's my decision.
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Are you getting sleepy, Carl? Is it past your bedtime?
No.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
I would like to approach the police tape,
Okay.
and
You do that.
I would like to just look around what it's taped off.
So you can see, like on the ground, if you're really looking around, you can see some obvious signs of like there's been movement around here. There's been much more movement around here than there usually is, and you can make the assumption that was from police. You can see a section where people were specifically not stepping. It's got maybe some. Maybe a little bit of grass dug up around it, and an imprint. But to do more, you might need to, or to see more, you might need to investigate a little more.
Can I do that?
Sure.
Can I investigate a mystery?
You can investigate a mystery.
Okay.
Yeah, you should have. Oh, I did.
So I got a 7. So that means I only get one question.
You get one
You
question.
get, in addition to rolling, it's a sharp.
Yeah.
So make sure
He's only got
Yeah,
a plus
I
one on
did.
his
Cool.
sharp.
All right,
Yeah.
Make sure you're doing that.
Terrible nerd.
I'm not a smart nerd.
No.
I'm more of just a geek. I would like to know where did it go?
Where did it go? And how would you be trying to figure that out?
By looking at the prints of the creature, assuming there are
I
some.
Yeah,
believe
that's
those
the
are
thing.
police officer
All
friends.
right.
Yeah.
Instead, let me ask, what sort of creature is it? I'd like to confirm
Okay.
if it was a cow or not.
So you can't tell for sure what kind of creature it is, but as you're kind of looking around, I imagine you get close. You don't really care
Got my
anymore.
scholastic books. I'm kind of like trying to compare.
Okay. You find on the ground a small tuft of fur that's very thin and wiry,
Color?
deep brown.
Probably not a cow.
When was the last time you saw a cow? Cows come in brown.
Do they?
But look around.
Do I see any brown cows around?
You do. You see one brown cow and one that's the classic cartoon cow.
Damn it! Back to square one. I bring the tuft of hair to Badger, like kind of hoping that maybe he'll think I'm cool by like showing him this evidence. Badger, look!
Carl, what are you doing?
Badger, look! It's hair.
I grab the tuft of hair and start inspecting it to myself.
Okay.
Is there anything I can mystery it?
So you can do further investigation, but how would you be investigating this? Like, what would you be doing?
I would like to investigate to see if the hair to me doesn't seem like it would come from an animal.
So not the question that you're asking, but how are you investigating this? Like, what are
Oh,
you doing to
I'm
find
literally
out
just,
more
like,
information?
feeling
You're just
it
trying to
and looking at it and just kind of
Take
like
it.
using my own personal anecdotal experience.
Okay.
To,
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll for an investigative mystery, but I will just tell you, you're not going to get a whole lot more out of that than Carl got.
I'm so smarter than him.
Damn.
I mean,
Snake eyes.
those are far
opposite
from
of snake
snake
eyes.
eyes.
It depends on what kind of snake, man. Some of them got like 15.
Yeah. 12 snakes.
12 snakes. And what questions would you like to ask? So that's another one of those kinds of
What happened here?
move. So it's really, how would you figure that out just by looking at a tuft of hair?
You know what? What is being concealed here?
So you can tell just by looking at it, this tuft of hair is not a normal dog hair.
Okay.
But it is a dog hair.
Oh.
So it is not dog hair.
Shoot.
Okay. I do not really care about the rest of my questions.
That's okay then.
I will draw my pistol and approach the side of the farmhouse
Oh, okay.
to a side window.
Alrighty.
I see him draw his pistol, and I ready my nunchucks. and I follow behind, trying to mimic his stance.
How close are you following behind him?
Like, really close.
Like 10 meters at least.
Like 10 meters at least.
Bit of stiff arming going on.
What do the rest of you guys do?
While they're doing that, I'm gonna go check out the barn. I mean, I still think that's probably what happened. Like, it was just probably blistered the cows again, and I'm just go check out where they live.
Okay. We'll go ahead and deal with that real quick. Or wait, what are you doing?
I got my own theory about sentient cactus, and I'm going to head to the barn to see if it's a good theory. Or
Okay,
not.
so you're both going to the barn. You two are going to the farmhouse.
Farmhouse, yes.
Okay. So let's deal with the barn first. So what specifically? So you're just walking?
Yeah, just walking over to the barn, shining my flashlight around because I definitely have a watchman's flashlight that I can beat things up with.
Nice.
So I'm gonna walk over to the barn. I'm gonna see if there's any livestock in the barn, and if so, if it's okay. See if there are claw marks or something on the barn, or like
Okay.
something was trying to get in or out. Dun,
So,
dun, dun.
so I'll tell you just straight up as you walk up to the barn. There's a few animals in there still, but you can tell that they're like this barn could handle more, and there just seem to be some missing. And yeah, to know more, you'd have to look a little deeper.
I would like to investigate the setting, please.
Alrighty.
Wow.
Oh, what do you end up with?
That is 4, 5, 6, 7. Haha.
Okay,
I at
so
least beat 6.
And of note, so 6 or below is a miss. But that's not all bad. It is bad, but it's not all bad. The good news is you get to mark experience, and so then you get to make improvements to your character as you get more experience. Okay. So what are you asking over there, Mr. Freak?
So, I would like to know where did it go, but I want to know where did the other animals go. Like, is it just a real bad year, or like have they escaped? Did something take them?
So all right.
Where did it go?
So as you're wandering on the barn, you go through. You don't see much interesting in the barn, but you kind of get to the back, and at this point you're a little bit wondering about your theory, and you're scanning around out back, and it's kind of a livestock paddock, and then it starts to get to a pasture. And as you're scanning your light around, you come across where the earth's been turned up, and there you can see several kind of recent grave-looking things. And if you were a guessing man, you might guess that some of the livestock ended up there. Okay?
Here.
Alrighty. Carl and Badger, what are you guys doing?
Well, we approach the side window of the barn house. Do you have a flashlight on you, Carl?
If the headmaster will allow it.
Would Carl have a flashlight?
I think I have like some really cheap plastic spy glasses that have a light on them that
I love it.
bought from a
You
catalog.
know what? I think I have a flashlight.
So upon him asking
So-
me for a flashlight, I flick the switch on my glasses like you betcha.
And I roll my eyes and take out my flashlight.
Cool.
And I shine it into the window of the side of the barn house. And
Okay.
I would like to investigate that mystery.
All right, so you like looking in, you see a fairly normal looking farmhouse, older set of appliances, probably up in the cupboard they've got on display. This set of china that they never get out to cook on, but really, I mean, you could try to investigate the mystery, but there's probably not a lot in the farmhouse.
But I do now know that it seems empty.
Yeah.
Okay.
But as you're looking in, a set of lights pull in to the driveway. A set of headlights come in, and
Shit! It's the coppers!
a large pickup truck pulls in, and a guy jumps out. And he's kind of looking around. Obviously, he saw your van. It's not that stealthy.
Right. That's anonymous.
And he pretty quickly sees you guys there at the farmhouse, and he goes, "Hey, geez, what a terrible voice." Shit, I don't have a voice.
You already started it. You gotta keep
Hey,
it going.
what are you guys doing out here?
Like, hey, do you live here, sir?
No, who are you? This is the Cellar's place. They wouldn't want people out here, but well, I guess they don't really care anymore.
The Cellars for my grandparents. I'm just trying to collect some things after I heard of their untimely demise.
Well, so he starts walking up a little closer now. And he said, I didn't realize that they had any kids.
Oh yeah, there's a whole litter of us. Most of them moved too far away, so I received notice of their death a few days ago, and I got out here as quickly as I could.
Well, they just died yesterday.
Strange world, isn't it? What's your name, friend?
Well, I'm Bart Mixon, but who's this?
Please don't mind the young man over here.
Well, I better not mind him because he's talking crazy.
Sir, you may call me Badger.
That's a strange name.
We have reason to believe that this home is not quite as safe as it used to be. Do you know anything about the Esthers that might be important to us in figuring out how they might have died?
They're the Cellars. Esther was the Cellars.
Yes, okay.
But
The Cellars.
well, I've known him. Wow, geez, this voice is all over the place.
It's fine. He's from a lot of places.
Yeah, well, damn it. Well, I've known him for about a year now. I live just in the farm or just at the ranch across the way, and I've been helping out with some of their work for a while. But Mr. Badger, you said this house isn't as safe as they think, but are you with the police or something?
You could say that, sir. What's more important is that it would seem that the Cellar's deaths were not of natural causes, and
Well, I sure don't think so. Drain of all their blood is what they said.
Yes, quite, and I don't exactly believe the police are going to get the answers you need. Tell me, you've been around this barn house doing work for the Cellars?
Yeah.
Have you noticed many of the animals going missing recently?
Oh, well, Frank was complaining about that. He said he thought he might have had a pack of wild dogs from the town up the way that were coming out and killing his calves.
Badger the hair.
What was that?
Nothing.
But yeah, I was just out here trying to take care of the few that they left behind while the city figures out what to deal with them. Mr. Badger, sir.
Yes, well, let's just say we have a bit of reason to believe that whatever's been responsible for the disappearance of the Cellar's livestock might be responsible for the disappearance of the Cellars.
Oh, wow. Crazy.
Yeah, and we were just over here to investigate the premises, and my personal advice is that you might not want to stick around here too much longer.
Well, I mean, I gotta take care of those cows.
I'd like to roll to manipulate him.
Okay, and what are you trying to do, though?
I'm trying to convince him that we've got this situation under control, he's not needed here at the moment. Are we?
Convince him it's too dangerous.
Are we still going with my lie that I'm the grand kid?
I mean,
Are you?
I don't think
so
he
first
believes you.
off, no, it makes sense. Like you said you were told a few days ago.
I forgot how long
He's
ago.
known the Cellars for a year.
Okay.
And
Maybe tell him we'll feed the animals and water.
so
Yeah.
so you want him to go away.
I want him gone.
Okay. Before we deal with that, if I may cut in. So you guys were at the back of the barn. You just found that. You just found the graves. And you heard a vehicle pull in. What are you guys doing?
I'm gonna turn off my flashlight.
Yeah, that seems like a good call.
That seems reasonable.
Maybe come up to the back side of the barn and peer around, see what's going on. I mean, if the cops are here, I don't want to be around.
Well, you can see pretty quickly. It's not the police. Not the police.
I just stay undercover
Alrighty.
behind the barn.
Yeah,
That's my plan.
keep an eye out. I'm gonna see what's going on. So I start digging around in the barn for a shovel.
Okay.
What are you digging with?
My hands.
Shovel. It's recursive.
Yeah.
Alrighty. I guess while they're doing that, I guess yeah. If you want Bart out of here, yeah, we can roll that manipulate person. But so I'm not sure if you've read it, but basically, he's gonna need something in return if you want him to leave. So I think that he would need. Oh man, I'm not sure what you could give him at this point after your introduction, Carl.
If I get a 12 or higher, though, he doesn't have to question, or he doesn't have to get anything out of it, right?
Well,
10 plus, actually.
yeah, and me.
Oh,
Yeah, and we're not doing the advanced ones. If you looked into the advanced ones,
okay.
I'm not sure if that's in the advanced. Like it's mostly about like I need to do. Let me read this real quick.
You know what? Can I just take this back, and I'm just gonna kind of go off of Badger's instincts on this one, and not try to get rid of him.
Okay, but yeah.
I am trying to get rid of him.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna manipulate him then.
Wait, what do you do?
We're not trying to like get rid of him, but we don't want him here anymore.
We're not
Okay.
trying to get rid of him. We're just trying to get rid of him.
I mean, so I think we ought to convince him that not
So,
only do we have
but
it
yeah.
under control, but it's too dangerous for him.
But
to
he
stick
would.
around.
So I guess what he would need is he'd need some sign that you're part of the authority. If you're going to be the one manipulating him, that you are some authority figure who knows about his safety.
I do not look like an authority figure.
No, you don't. But you can try to roll that
Okay, I got
if
it.
you want.
We're good. I'm gonna go for this. I got +2 to charm. That's a 7, 8, 9.
So on a 9, so he's going to need you to do something.
What's his name?
Bart.
Bart, I'm sorry about the previous lie. First night on the field, and I'm a little jumpy. I'm actually Badger here is like I don't. What's the word for it? I keep track of
He's
what
my intern.
and I keep track of what he sees on the field. I write it all down.
Oh,
Is this okay? We're kind of we let the little boys play their game, and they come out here and they do all their investigating, and then they send the real guys out at night because we can't really get seen, and we're kind of just trying to do that investigation now.
So damn it, I just cannot get this guy's voice down. Anyway, so what part of? So you're with the? You said you were with the police. What part of the law enforcement are you guys with?
I don't know if you've heard of this little group called the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Do you have any reaction to that?
I flash my old badge.
Okay, alrighty. Oh shit! I didn't realize it was that serious. Well, would you guys mind if I go take care of those cattle real quick? I mean, they need water. It's been a dry year.
We might be able to take care of that for you. It's really not safe to be around this barn.
Sorry, I just
This
realized
time of
my
night.
accent was
Yeah.
spreading.
It did, yeah.
What was that? Sorry.
Sir, we really can't take care of these cattle for you. It's absolutely not safe to be around here this time of night.
Alrighty. Well, if you say so, I won't get in your way. But if you need me, and me and Dorothy are just down the road a little bit.
Thank
Thanks,
you, sir.
Bart.
We appreciate that.
Alrighty.
We're real swell people in here.
Alrighty. All right, so Bart hops in his truck, starts it up, and backs out and leaves. You drive
Did you
down
see
the road.
that, Badger? We're like real cool.
Can it just be a given that almost every time Carl says something, I'm just like shooting him a death glare? And that's my response.
Absolutely.
And I don't pick up that social cue at all.
Good.
All right. So you're just heading out, Freak. Did you find your shovel?
Yeah, I mean, I think I probably did. I mean,
Okay.
there's a barn. They buried the cows. I mean, it makes sense.
Okay.
Definitely found a shovel.
What are you doing with the shovel?
Well, I'm going to look for the freshest grave buried out here, and I'm going to dig up the cow. I mean, I got to know. I got to know what's going on.
Alrighty. Well, that's going to take you a little bit, not too
Sure,
long.
yeah.
It doesn't take you too long to get down to it. I mean, Frank was old. He wasn't going to, he's a hard guy, but, he's up there in the years. But it's going to take you a while. So what are you guys doing? So Bart left. You coming out of the shadows?
I might hold a flashlight at a distance for him to dig up and do
Okay.
his abracadabra part.
Are you guys doing anything else? I imagine you could start to hear the sounds of digging out behind the barn.
Do you hear that? It's one of the cows. The blood-sucking cows.
Oh, Jesus.
Aren't you glad you went
That's-
off with Carl?
It's not the cows, Carl. They're probably just messing around in the barn over there. You saw them head over.
Oh, right.
Come on, let's check this place out.
That makes sense.
And I lead Carl out around to the front, and we're gonna try the door.
Oh,
Sweet. Guess who's got a multi-tool with a lockpick?
door's unlocked.
Because I unlocked it. I tell Badger.
I do love that. You're like, I got a lockpick, and you walk up, and it turns out the door's just open. You're like, aren't I good?
And I stroll in.
Okay.
And then I, oops.
Okay.
Which,
Oh, Jesus.
if I want to stumble across something important, I tell the keeper. You will find something important and useful, although not necessarily related to your immediate problem.
Something necessary. Oh man, that's actually a tough one here. Well, let me think about this for a second,
Okay.
because I'm not sure what
is-
to throw you right now.
Investigate.
Something. It just needs to be something useful, right?
Something useful, important and useful, although not necessarily related to your immediate problem,
Okay. Damn it.
which would be investigating. So
Yeah.
Should be figuring out, what the hell's going on.
what's happening.
Yeah, let me go ahead and describe. So you walk in. I mean, it's a lot like you've seen. It's an old rural farmhouse. You've got the door opens into the kitchen, and then there's a little dining room off to the side. You can see the living room with a couch and a TV. Do you turn on the lights out of curiosity before?
I'm good.
Do you turn on the lights?
I have my flashlight.
Okay.
I have not turned on the lights.
Yeah, I'm just curious. I'm not saying like there's not like but no, it's just
Jump
curious.
scare.
So what do you find in this farmhouse? So something important and useful.
It's the meal that Esther had been cooking right before they died. But you were real peckish, so
Sweet.
Let's say so. So while you're looking around and you got your glasses on, you see that there's a little like utility area right next to the door where you can see Frank's old work boots and a couple other shoes, and on it is a very large flashlight, like one of the ones where it's basically got what looks like a satellite dish on the front for a parabolic mirror.
Bigger than I can.
Yeah,
lift.
almost bigger, and a giant battery. Do you turn it on?
Can I lift it?
Yes, you can lift it.
Okay.
Heck yeah, I turn that on.
Okay, it is blinding in this little room.
Jesus
Like it
Carl.
is
Badger!
like somebody flipped on the high beams on a train.
Badger,
Turn
I'm
that thing off,
blind.
man.
I can't see it,
Turn it
Badger.
off.
I'm blind.
Turn it off, Carl.
Badger, click. Oh,
Okay.
wow.
What the hell was that?
I don't. God?
God?
I'm not for sure.
You think it was God? Is that what you said? I found God.
And then I look down and I notice the flashlight and I go, whoa! And I struggle to pick it up, but I do. And I say, a Badger, I'll trade you.
Okay.
I'm gonna pass you, Carl.
All right. Then I just like,
Alrighty.
All right, I'll quit looking around.
Yeah.
Well, or keep looking. Quit messing around, and we're gonna look around.
yes,
Okay.
sir.
What do you guys want to look at? What are you doing?
Let's turn on the lights at this point. Now that we're
Okay.
already adjusted to the brightness.
Yeah, you turn on the lights. You know, you can just see more of what you see, more detail. The couch looks worn. The TV's old. CRT, amazing, 2018.
Yeah.
But still picking up over the air
Nice.
transmissions. It's got one of the converter boxes on the top because obviously everything switched to HD digital a while ago. But they didn't want to stop using their old TV.
Sick.
Yeah. I guess we investigate.
I mean,
Let's just look around.
so yeah, you can, but like off the top, like
not
nothing
really-
really happened
Looks pretty
here.
plain.
Yeah. Oh, I did forget you guys would have walked over the porch. There were more signs of investigation there. Maybe even what looked like bloodstains on the porch. Sorry, I forgot I forgot you guys would walk over the porch to go into the house.
We just like stepped in pools of blood, like it was nothing.
Ew,
Just,
like,
let's see what's in here.
You stepped in Esther's body and just good, kick it off
Gross,
the
we're
porch.
not here for that.
Anyway, so if you wanted to go back, like, but like inside the house, there's not a whole lot going on for you to look at. But if you
Quick investigation, make sure no stragglers were around, and then we just
Okay.
head back to the porch.
Is it stealing if I take this with me, Badger?
By all means, take the flashlight.
Sweet.
Carl.
When a law enforcement officer says it's okay, it's okay.
never mind.
Edge.
So, Freak, you're back there.
Yeah.
You're back there digging, and you strike gold. How hard are you digging?
Pretty hard. Like I need to know, like
Alrighty.
if it was ripped open or like if it just had like a couple puncture marks, like a vampire cow might have left. or,
So
like,
you
like a whole bunch, like a cactus.
yeah, like maybe there are a whole bunch of needles sticking out. I mean, I've never heard of that, but I know I haven't seen everything, and I totally.
So like I said before, it doesn't take you too long. You're maybe a foot down when your shovel strikes something other than dirt, and it's kind of a thunk. But would Freak know what hitting a dead body sounds like?
I suspect he.
Alrighty,
It seems kind of likely.
it's not as wet as you might expect from a semi-fresh body. So you uncover it, and you uncover this body of a cow. We'll stick with.
Yeah.
And it definitely looks drained. It looks there's some obvious bite marks on the neck. But yeah, overall the cow looks like it's almost mummified, but not nearly so old. It looks too fresh to be
It's
mummified.
exsanguinated.
So
Jerky style.
to know more, you might need to do a little bit of investigation. You might need to look a little closer somehow. But you might need to also tell me how you investigate closer.
I was just trying to investigate the body to make sure that like it hadn't been ripped open or large
Okay.
parts of it eaten.
So-
like that tends to point towards something different.
So yeah, so you haven't like you don't have to dig in too far to see that like definitely something got it by the throat. There was a struggle with an animal that was more powerful, and this cow lost.
Okay. So wasn't ripped open or anything. It just
And I can
drained.
tell you also, no needles. There's no needles.
Well, there goes
to the
that
drawing
theory.
board.
Mine still holds water, though, as
Yeah,
far as I
yours
can
is-
tell. I mean, it could still be a bloodthirsty cow.
Wait, but aren't you looking at a dead cow?
Who says they don't feed on themselves first?
I'm not there. I don't know.
Carl yells from the farmhouse.
All right. So, would you guys like? Where were you guys going after the farmhouse?
We've just returned out to the porch to investigate the weird amount of remains we stepped over on our way inside.
No, all right. So there's no remains there.
Okay.
There's just
the
and
crime
it's clear
scene.
that somebody tried to clean up afterwards. That they weren't just leaving everything all.
We saw
all
there wasn't
gross.
much going on in the house, so we decided to just investigate the porch a bit closer.
So yeah, so you look around again. You see maybe what looks like some old blood stains. Otherwise, yeah, you might need to do like who's doing an investigation, like, and how are you investigating?
I will look around the porch area for structural damage to the house, maybe to the roof above the porch,
Okay.
or the
So you're doing
foundation
an
of
eyeball
the area.
look.
I suppose I could also be like touching the wood.
Okay, so go ahead and investigate
And
a mystery.
is this read a bad situation?
This one's going to be investigate a mystery because you're looking
Okay.
for like clues and stuff like that.
I am rolling it great. That is an 11.
Okay.
I think I've actually rolled 3 11s out of 3.
311.
Make a wish.
Can't think of any songs by them.
Down. I don't know how to sing any of them.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Okay.
Amber.
I just realized the music's not playing.
Yeah.
It's not.
What happened here?
Can't stream that music anyway, right?
No, that music should be fine. So you did the what happened here?
Yeah.
So when you're looking close, and kind of you find a little more of that hair around, more traces of it, but now that you've seen it, you know what to look for. And you definitely see some claw marks on the porch. As you investigate higher, you don't see them like go up the side of the house or anything like that. But they're definitely focused around a point, and then they go off in a different direction.
What direction is that?
Just off the porch, just kind of in
Okay.
general. Sorry.
Okay.
I've been down to the blood stain. Is it wet or is it dry?
It's dry.
Okay, I just kind of scrape at it.
Okay.
Why?
And I pulled out one of from the same kit that the glasses came from, but it's a test tube. And
Okay.
I flaked some of the blood in it. And I look at Badger and I just give him like you know what I'm doing, wink.
And I roll my eyes and look away.
Okay. Yeah, you get to do that.
Sweet.
Any other questions? And
I guess I have many, but I can't imagine many are going to be answered. What sort of creature was it?
so based on the hair and the claw marks, the claw marks are thick. They're not necessarily sharp, so you wouldn't think that this is necessarily like a tiger or anything like that. Maybe because you're on the you were on the division that dealt with monsters.
Right.
So you would know, like you've studied different kinds of animals because you know that monsters kind of follow these same predatory forms, and these look more canine in origin.
Okay.
Anything else?
I guess I have one more, right? Oh no, I only have 2 actually.
Okay,
yeah,
so
that's
that's it.
That's it.
Alrighty, what you doing now?
I suppose we don't have much business in the farmhouse anymore, and we can go join our peers of the digging sound in the barn once Carl is done collecting samples.
Learned it from you, Badger.
No,
Okay.
you didn't.
So you're joining them out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna
Alrighty.
join them out in the barn.
So, what? Did you guys find anything?
I hold up the test tube of dried flaky blood.
We have found what appeared to be the remnants of some sort of canine attack on the porch. Some claw marks, some dried blood. Might have been wolves. Might have been something far worse. I have a feeling it was something far worse than wolves.
Probably. I mean, that was. So, wolf seems weird because normally they eat more of the thing than that. And he sort of points down in the hole, and
Oh,
they
holy
just
shit!
I mean, they bit around its throat and stuff, but like it's just drained of blood. Like they didn't take any of the good meat or anything.
Yeah, that's for sure not a wolf trying to get its next meal.
I'm flipping through the Scholastic book to the Chupacabra page because I'm like, I don't think we've given this the attention it deserves. I watched a documentary on this beast, and it does suck blood and somewhat resembles a dog. And I hold up the picture, and it's illustrated beautifully.
Do you want to investigate a mystery with your Scholastic thing? Because
I would like to.
Yeah, go ahead and try. I'm trying to think of what. Snake eyes. That's snake eyes.
Yeah.
That's one snake.
All right, so go ahead and mark experience.
I drop the book onto the corpse of the cow.
That's not exactly how it works. What is the miss? On,
Extreme
on
miss.
Investigate a mystery. On a miss, you reveal some information to the monster or whoever you're talking to. The keeper might ask you some questions which you have to answer. So, as the keeper, I have some questions. What's Carl afraid of?
Literally everything.
But like, what things? Like, so he's afraid of everything. He wants to run away from everything. What would make him freeze up and maybe and not help his friends who are in danger?
A woman trying to talk to him is one. Social interaction's not his best.
Interesting. Okay,
Is that-
all right, that's good enough.
Okay.
Yes. Oh my God, I really hope I can make use of that.
It's a werewoman.
Okay.
She's beautiful.
Anyway. So, while you guys are out there and, looking at the cow, maybe, you don't get any information out of your book other than what you saw. It's a Scholastic book. You see a picture that's kind of crudely drawn.
Shit.
And really more dark. It's really just a dark shape with red eyes. And,
It's real bad.
yeah.
Can I investigate the mystery of my own using prior field experience and bite marks and
You
damage
could.
to victims and whatnot?
You can't tell much more from just eyeballing it without you'd need some sort of tools or something to learn more about what happened here. But in looking, you're fairly certain.
Definitely.
You're
Sick.
I mean, so it looks like it's been going on for a while. I mean, we got how many graves here? 4 or 5, and then the nice older couple.
So
It's definitely going to happen again.
Do the graves have tombstones, or am I picturing this wrong?
no,
They're just piles
there's
of
no
dirt.
tombstones. Yeah, they're just like, oh, I had to deal with a dead animal.
Poor Bessie.
You want your
81,
samples,
83.
Carl? There's your samples.
Oh, that's true. I hopped down into the ditch.
Okay, so you don't have to hop down that deep. It's not that deep.
I still hop though.
8 feet deep.
Damn, freak! You can dig a hole.
But when you do, you guys hear the telltale sounds of a distressed cow back in the barn.
And what does that sound?
And then a thud. What do you
guys hear
do?
that?
Keepers, creepers.
Let's go.
Sounds like we got a cow to add to the pile, guys. Let's check it out.
He has one-liners. I like this guy.
We'll head in that direction. My pistol is still drawn.
Oh yeah. Oh man, I forget you had a pistol
My
drawn the whole
SMG
time
has
you were.
also been around my chest the whole time. I'm like fucking strapped. That guy should have been so much more afraid of me than he was.
I did forget about that.
And I had nunchucks
But
out.
don't forget, this is Texas.
Oh yeah.
Anyway. So you guys are just running right up to
Dead
the barn.
sprint,
All right.
which is like
Are all of you running up there?
No, I am
I'm
not.
jogging.
What is that?
I am like briskly walking and maybe jogging.
Okay.
So we're about the same speed.
I am definitely lagging behind because I am not running headlong into whatever this is.
Alrighty. Well, so you guys get up to the barn. And you both, well, you had a light out, and you've got your
Giant
yeah.
flashlight. It's not on.
Yeah,
but
you
I
don't have the
it ready.
but you've got right now. You've got your glasses on, right?
Yes.
Okay. You don't see much with the glasses, so.
The LED is not doing it for you.
But yeah. When you walk up to the barn, you go up and you can see immediately the small paddock right next to the door. There's a cow in it, and it's like backed up against the wall. It is freaking out. So you obviously do the logical thing. You scan over to the other one, and there you see a cow on the ground with a dark creature over its body,
Like completely black with red eyes.
not completely black. But definitely dark, and it's especially bad because it's behind some fences, so it's hard to get the light in there very well. But you can definitely see an animal on top of this cow, and the cow is kind of writhing, but it's obviously completely pinned.
I am going to immediately open fire on the thing.
Okay, so you fire your gun. What are the tags on your gun?
What if it's 2 cows going at it?
Then I'm fine killing them.
That's just wrong.
Wait, the tags on my gun? Oh, it is a. So I'm using my 9mm right now because my SMG is still strapped up to me.
Okay.
It is 2 harm, close, and loud.
2 harm, close, and loud. Okay. Flip over. Okay.
So I'm rolling a tough, I assume.
So you're going to
some ass?
try. So it really doesn't make sense to kick some ass because you're far away and it's right there. So it's just kind of you're going to take a shot. So actually, we'll do an act under pressure because it's kind of hard to get a good view of the creature you're trying to shoot, and you just ran up.
Okay.
So
I
yeah.
can
So
sure
we'll
use
do
that
an act
11
under
right
pressure.
now. All right. That is a 10.
A 10. Nice. And what does that mean? Go ahead and read the 10 plus for me.
Act under pressure. I do what I set out to do, which was kill the shit out of it.
Okay, so you shoot it, and I mean the first shot. Let's say you take a couple shots because you walk up, you see this thing. So first shot, you immediately know you hit it. You the thing yelps, and the impact of the bullet tears it off of this cow's body, and as it does, I imagine you've got the tactical hold.
The flashlight and the absolutely.
So yeah, so as it rears up in the flashlight, it's looking at you in the slats between the fence, you see its deep red eyes and massive fangs you've never seen on a dog before, with blood just dripping off of them. And
So how much does it look like the chupacabra in the book?
it looks a lot like it. So again, you can't see a lot of its body, but you can definitely see this deformed dog-like head, and a body that's kind of mangled almost, and mangy fur all over it. And so you shoot it, you tear it away from its victim. The cow doesn't really react any more than just kind of continuing to writhe. As a matter of fact, maybe even as it tears away, there's a shot of blood up from the jugular that it was bit into. But pretty immediately, the creature. No, I know. There's no reason to be coy about it. But anyway,
Was it really a chupacabra?
yeah, it is a chupacabra.
Sick.
Are you kidding me?
I mean, I wasn't gonna be anyway.
Here's a thing nobody's ever heard of.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So
Does the book tell me anything about the weaknesses of the chupacabra? The Scholastic's book.
all right, so the creature leaps at you, and it makes it right over the fence, and it's heading right forward for you. What do you do?
What's my distance? Yeah, I thought I opened fire on that thing.
You did open fire on that thing, but it's a supernatural creature.
Well, then I am going to.
Let's go home.
I have a thing called Let's Get Out of Here. And if I can protect someone by telling them what to do or leading them out, I can use charm instead of toughness.
Okay, but what are you trying to do?
Well, I imagine
I don't
he's-
think we're gonna run away from it.
Never mind.
I am going to take my SMG out because it's like strapped around my shoulder. I'm just going to do the quick reach and the lock and load and go full auto.
All right, so I might have to. I'm gonna make you do an act under pressure again,
Because
and by the time that you do that, it's gonna be a kick some ass is the thing. So I'm making you do 2 rolls.
Okay.
So let's see if you can even get your SMG out.
All right. So acting under pressure for getting it out.
Yeah.
All right.
I almost hate to abuse this, but I just want some rolls. He's rolling so well. I want you to fail one of these times.
That's an 8.
That's an 8. So you get what you're going for, but there's some consequences.
Okay.
So let's say you realize that the creature is not heading for you. It's heading for Carl.
Oh God. Oh no.
And if you continue to try to attack it with your SMG, there's probably no way you'll stop it before it at least hurts him.
Carl's expendable.
So
Would this be a help someone escape in this combat?
So this is kind of your choice.
Okay.
Are you going to help Carl, or are you going to continue to try to kick the creature's ass?
Let me check because I have like a special ability that relates to this.
Can we metagame?
I mean, you can you can talk about metagaming, but your character can't make decisions based on the metagaming.
Okay, never mind then.
So to get this correct, I'm either attempting to help Carl escape, or I'm just flat out attempting to kill this thing. It's not both at the same time.
Yes.
I'm eager to figure out how that works. All right. Well, I am going to help Carl escape, which, according to leaving no one behind, I will roll a sharp 4, and if I roll 10, I get them out clean.
Okay. And how are you doing this, out of curiosity?
I am going to I'm going to fire some distraction shots from my direction and get the attention of the chupacabra so that it starts rushing me instead.
Oh, interesting.
How far apart are we from each other?
I mean, you're kind of just like... So the way I picture it is you ran up and like shot this thing, and then you kind of like ran up beside him.
Okay. Do I get to do anything here?
Let's see how he does.
Okay.
I mean, and can it be like I'm still like aiming for the thing, right? Like I'm trying to get it off of Carl.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That was a 6.
A 6 is a miss.
Yeah. You fail to get them out, and you've attracted hostile attention.
Okay. Go ahead and mark experience.
Half of it? You did want it to go after you, right?
Yeah, got my attention.
That is true. All right. So, Carl, this thing's barreling towards you.
Yes.
What do you do?
The only thing that I can think of, because I'm holding the large flashlight, and knowing how it blinded me, I flick it on, and I just kind of like look away because I'm scared.
All right, we'll go ahead. Let's go ahead and do an act under pressure to see if you can find that button.
Sweet. It's a 7 plus... Oh, cool. It's a 6.
Oh my god! I almost feel bad.
You just missed because you're uncool.
The battery falls
So,
out.
yes, you hit the battery catch and instead drop the battery out
Oh,
of this
dear
thing.
Jesus.
As the chupacabra lands on you, it lands on your chest.
Does this count as being captured?
Not yet.
Okay. Because I get points for that.
And bites you for 1 harm.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And it does not just leave you.
Please drag me away.
It doesn't just leave you, but it's still on top of you. So you are pinned, let's say, underneath
pinned a
this.
synonym for captured?
No, it's not.
So I don't get extra points for this.
Not yet. It has to drag you away.
Can I get to my multi-tool at all, or am I pretty much done until someone helps me?
I think your nunchucks would probably be better. Think you got to get your nunchucks out?
I think I put them away for the flashlight.
Okay. I mean, so this isn't like D&D where you have to say, "Oh, I drew my sword."
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, yeah, like
Yeah, I mean,
if you have your thing, like if you do a kick some ass, like you're carrying your pistol. If you do kick some ass with your pistol, you do that usually.
I'm gonna do.
I only made you do it with the submachine gun because you had your pistol and you said you were
gotta swap.
I'm gonna kick some ass with my dad's nunchucks then.
Alrighty, go ahead and try to kick some ass. But remember, if you kick some ass, it's basically like it's not like D&D combat where you hit them and then they have to roll to hit you. If you kick some ass, it's basically you guys hurt each other, and bad things might happen.
You're gonna get hurt no matter.
Even if you succeed, bad things happen to
So
you.
maybe
I guess
that's not a good idea.
that's all I'm saying.
You're
Is
also
even if you
pinned.
succeed, yeah.
I'm gonna curl up into fetal position and I'm gonna scream,
Okay.
"Badger, save me!"
Can I kick some ass?
Yeah, you can try to
All
kick some ass.
I will. Wait. So what
And
happened to me last time?
So, and it is kind of focused on you. So it's standing on top of him, but it only bit him once, and it's now looking at you. I forgot about that. So yeah. So what do you want to do?
Well, I imagine I've had a bit more time to take aim now.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to fire again with my submachine gun.
And I would probably give you that. So read out the tags for your submachine gun, just because I don't know them by heart.
It is 3 harm, close area, loud reload.
Okay, so with a deafening rip of rounds, like you open. You said full auto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. you don't have to roll or anything like that.
Okay.
I'm not going to make you roll. You had the moment to take aim. You send a spray of bullets that rips into the side of this thing, and it just kind of falls off of Carl with blood spraying everywhere. And so it falls with a thud to the side. This heavy, large creature, and kind of slides a bit from the impact that all of these bullets did. And a small, misty rain of blood falls onto Carl as he sits back up.
I'm sobbing. I am just.
Alrighty, so what do you guys do?
Where did it bite me?
Let's just say it bit your chest.
Carl, you okay? Carl, speak to me. Carl, it's all right. We'll get you help. All right. I can do medic. I have a full first aid kit.
Mm-hmm.
So I whip out my first aid kit, which is going to roll plus cool, and I roll a 10. The patient is stabilized and healed of 2 harm.
There you go.
Oh, I feel much better.
It's all right, buddy. I got you.
I stand up and I kick the beast.
Okay, so even though you feel much better now that he patched you up on the ground, but when you stand up, you feel a little like woozy.
It did
like,
bite me, didn't it?
And like you see some colors off on the side of your vision, but like it clears up pretty fast. It's not that bad.
Whoa. Whew. Wow.
Looking a little pair though, buddy.
That was totally El Super Sabra.
Alrighty,
I fucking told you.
so you guys, there's no way you guys missed the 2 gunshots and then the rapid
I would
fire.
assume not. No.
No, so you guys run up and you can see the scene. I imagine you walk up while he's already patching up poor Carl on the ground. But yeah, so you see
Did you shoot Carl?
you see laid.
He got better.
No, you see laying beside Carl a large creature, kind of canine-ish in form, but it looks mangy and a little bit more grotesque, probably about the size of a wolf, larger than any coyote you've seen, and it has like this razor back of thick hairs that are almost spine-like.
One would say cactusy.
Almost cactusy. Its jaw is grotesque with fangs. Like its mouth is just full of these
too many?
large, yeah, almost, yes, almost like they grow cancerously from its gums.
Ouch.
And its eyes now do not seem nearly as red.
Weird.
So, what do you guys do?
I quickly
Check to see if it's dead.
It's dead.
Thank you
can,
for that.
You can poke at it. It's
Feel
had
much better. Thank
A
you.
number of holes.
Shoot it again to make sure.
Alrighty.
Take a picture for the blog.
I mean, yeah, we should totally post that on the internet.
Exactly.
Do we have a camera?
I'm sure one of us stole a phone from
We got
somewhere.
we got a phone camera.
Can I look through my Scholastic book to the Chupacabra opening again and read details on it?
Check it off.
It's a Scholastic book. There's not a lot of details other than they've been known to suck the blood of livestock. It's actually a little bit melodramatic, and seeing one in real life really makes you think that your Scholastic books are not worth a damn.
Okay, I'll stop with the Scholastic book.
I don't, was definitely not a cow. But I think he was right. I think it was a chupacabra.
Well, you can't really prove my eyes wrong, I suppose.
Told you I was a monster expert.
I mean, maybe we can. Maybe it's not a chupacabra at all. Maybe it's something that's a shapeshifter, conjurer of some sort.
I will say
Probably
one
not,
thing
though.
about your Scholastic books, and it's almost a thing that just kind of teases at the back of your mind after you read it, is that it says that they normally hunt in packs.
Okay.
Weird.
Strange. I'm like looking through the book. I'm like, I don't know how much credibility you want to give to this book. I got it in like fourth grade. It does say that they hunt in packs.
I assume at this point our sense of hearing takes over a little bit upon hearing.
You
that.
hear a couple growling noises coming from within the barn,
I'm starving. Sorry.
but then also shuffling, like moving away.
What was that?
Carl,
I hide behind Sam.
do you still have that flashlight?
Oh yeah, I imagine you would have put the flashlight back together after you got up. Like,
Yeah,
Carl?
right here.
Can you turn it on for us, Carl?
Yeah, is it dark right now in the barn?
In the barn, yeah.
It's a barn.
I thought we all had
Well,
lights.
Not a lot of
and,
windows.
and I didn't think you guys were all the way inside the barn. I thought you were a little bit out
Oh,
back.
okay.
I that was just the way I was
We were
picturing
at the
it.
cow pit.
I heft it up and I flip on the large headlights.
So as you do, so you can shine it. So there's two ends of the barn, and as you do, you see a dark shape just as it's rounding the corner, and you hear a loud yelp as that light hits it, and but then it disappears off in the direction of the farmhouse.
Did you guys hear that? I mortally wounded it with my holy light.
I mean, I suppose it's possible. The things that lurk in the dark don't like the light a lot of the time.
I like you, freak.
So what are you guys doing?
Well, I think we're gonna need a bit more than light. Let's go after it. We're not monster hunting for nothing.
Yeah, we can't just leave these people to get eaten, or these cows. Good cow. Okay, let's go, I guess.
So did you walk into the one remaining cow?
There, Bessie. It's okay, Bessie.
Good cow.
And is that how you guys are taking care of the cows? Because I mean,
Oh, we should
Bart-
feed the cow.
We could use the cows as bait.
Maybe.
Put a hook in its lip.
Well, it's fine.
I forgot about taking care of the cows.
So can I use
If we
one of?
kill them all, they won't have to.
Can I use my hold for the when and the where will the next critical event occur to determine whether or not they'll come back here?
So, yes, you can.
Okay.
And
I
as
would
you're
like
connecting
to.
the dots, you realize that these creatures obviously feed, and they are very hungry, and they are probably going to go somewhere that has more to feed on.
Somewhere where they haven't already been shot at. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna come back, guys. If we don't chase them down and find like a nearby farm or something.
Bert. Or Bart. Shit. I can't remember. You're gonna go for him. He has livestock.
We better not let it get very far then. Let's go.
All right.
Here, Carl. You ever shot a gun before?
No.
I love this idea.
I hand Carl my 9mm and very briefly teach him the basics of gun safety.
My hand is shaking. I quiver with excitement.
I love it. All right. So what are you guys doing? You guys tell me.
We are off in the direction of the farmhouse with some urgency.
All right. Like which farmhouse?
The one that he was...
Bart.
The one at the end of
Bart's.
the barn?
Okay. Wait. No.
Oh,
Yeah. What do you?
Wasn't the chip copper taking off in that location?
So it ran off towards the farmhouse that you guys just investigated,
Oh.
but then just kind of disappeared into the darkness.
Okay,
Kind of
so,
thing.
we want to head that way.
Yeah.
Take off in that direction.
Which direction is that? Is that toward the other guy's house, or
Should we
No,
take
no.
the van?
No, they're still on the property. If I understand what you're saying,
They
they're
just kind of disappeared into the darkness.
Oh.
near
And-
the house that we investigated.
And Freak doesn't think that
I
they
know.
will want to be
Okay.
around here.
they're definitely going someplace with more food and where they haven't been shot at? Because I mean, there's only one whole cow left, and I mean us, but we've proven to be quite dangerous apparently.
While you were investigating behind the barn, Badger and I did meet the neighbors. He came over to check on us, and I'm concerned he might be heading that way.
I mean, that makes perfect sense to me. Do they have things? Do you know? I mean, I guess out here they probably got like dogs and cats and
mean,
owls. I don't know.
He was
More
kind
cows.
of
Cows,
plump,
yeah.
so I mean he's enough
Chock full of blood, then, yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, I suppose we head off in the direction we saw the chupa running. Did we not see him running in a specific
So
direction?
you did not see him running in,
Okay.
in a specific direction.
Let's go
gone.
towards...
Oh wait, can we investigate to see where did it go?
Where did it come
Does
from?
that help?
So you guys obviously you would go around, like if you ran up there, and it's a little weird. The tracks, like you can clearly see them turn the corner where you saw that last one, and they kind of start to run across the field away from you guys, but then they just kind of disappear as they go out of the light of the dusk to dawn light
Towards Bart's house?
in the direction of the road.
Just gone.
Let's get back in the car.
We should probably go for the nearest farm, whatever that happens to be.
Absolutely.
All right. So we head in the direction of the van, I suppose, to make our way to the barn, or is it like running distance?
Shotgun.
So the next farm you'd probably want to drive to. I mean, you could walk there, but it would be at least 20, 30 minutes.
So
Those things seem pretty quick. I mean, we probably ought to.
Yeah.
back into the van we pile and take off down the road.
Alrighty. So
Can we ride with the doors open? Playing Ride of the Valkyries?
Yes. I
That
think we
sounds
should.
awesome.
So-
We might wake the neighbors.
So are you guys driving like madmen? As like
Badger, can I drive?
No. I guess we should try to be a little inconspicuous, since at this point it's fairly late at night. and
yeah,
there's
it's
already
probably
been
like 2
gunshots.
a.m. Oh, that is true. So even as you go out, there's lights on in the house right across the road. But that's obviously not a farm. That's not where Bart gestured to when he was talking to you guys. But yeah, so there's lights on. You probably are drawing attention already.
We will drive respectably fast.
I thought
Okay.
this was the farming community.
All right. So yeah. So you.
Why these houses so damn close together?
Yeah, shoot at coyotes all the time, right?
I guess.
So that house is pretty close, but
right.
again,
Yeah, bat people, random wild deer that occur. What?
So yes, so you're not a snake. So you guys head down and you drive a little ways down the road, and you come up pretty quick to the next driveway. And this one you have to drive a little further down. The house is not as close to the road as the Cellar's place. But you can immediately tell that you're in the right place. There's a square M hanging up on a signpost near the gate that you go through, and there's one of those benches that's made out of a few logs and somebody's wood burned into it, Mixon's. So you would know Bart Mixon, who you met. So you're at the right place, and you drive down there. Like, do you just drive in? Like, is that what's your guys'
we're
plan?
just driving in.
Through the gate.
All right. Yeah, well, it's not closed or anything.
Well,
but
then,
yeah.
no need.
It's through the gate, indeed. So you drive in, and it's kind of a similar setup to the Cellar's farm. It's just everything's a little newer. The barn is a large metal building, and the house looks a little more modern designed, a little larger. There's the truck, the familiar truck you saw parked out front, and a minivan. So yeah, what do you guys do as you pull up there? And as you pull up, you see a light turn on upstairs. Like somebody heard you come in.
I'd like to take a look at the motion tracker surveillance gear in our van, see if anything big and scary is going on the perimeter.
So let's go ahead and do the read a bad situation again.
All right, and I didn't notice this the first time, but I have a move where I roll cool instead of sharp for bad situations.
Ooh, cool.
It is.
Not sharp.
Not sharp. And that is a 10.
10, nice. So what is that, hold 3? I don't remember.
Hold 3, yeah.
Okay, so
All right. Well, I know the biggest threat. Are there any dangers we haven't noticed yet?
so you can, I don't know if this counts as already noticing them, but there's on the fringes, on the farthest edges of what your motion detectors would detect, you can definitely see larger animals moving than what you saw before.
All right. What's my best way in? Referring to what's my best way towards the location where I see the biggest movement.
You would think that with how open the farm is overall, trying to head them off on your own, and also you're also applying some of your knowledge of the chupacabra that's fairly well known in the monster circles. Just trying to face them head on, they might fight for a while, but they will just run away. If you want to eliminate this threat, you need to entrap them.
All right. And what is the best way to protect my victims, being Bart and his family?
To keep them far away from chupacabra.
Fair enough. All right,
There's no, you know that there's no safe distance.
right.
I would like to storm towards Bart's home
Okay.
and just bust in the front door.
And then your arms right now, Carl.
And then I have my move. Let's get out of here. I want to help escort him and his wife to the van.
Okay. So you burst in that door.
Yeah, like shoulder first. It doesn't go well. I have to try a couple more times.
So you put your shoulder into it like once
Absolutely.
and twice.
Yeah.
And then they open the door.
And then he opens it up, and Barstow is like, "Oh, hey, I thought I heard somebody knocking. It was so light though. Like,
Bart, you gotta listen. You gotta come with me. Let's get out of here.
what's wrong, Carl? Who I recently met, but I still remember your name.
The things that got the Cellars. They're here. They're in their yard.
What? They're in my yard. Then I don't want to leave the house.
No, but trust me, I'm gonna help you get to the van where we have all the equipment you need to stay safe.
Okay, so what is this thing that you're doing? You have to explain a little more to me, just because.
If you can protect someone by telling them what to do or by leading them out, roll charm instead of tough.
Okay, so you're trying to protect someone.
Yeah, by telling them what to do. I obviously can't do it physically.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the gun now.
I do. With like 5 minutes worth of training.
And you're in Texas.
With a
again.
crash course in.
I'm pretty sure you didn't tell me how to put the safety off, and I think it's still on.
No, I told you I'd tell you the basics of gun safety.
You did teach. Well, you taught him the basics of gun safety. You did not teach him the basics of gun usage.
Yeah, you know how guns work.
Is
You
it
shot Nerf
loaded?
Guns. Absolutely.
All right.
Well,
All right.
so I put a
So
few
this
shots into it.
is it? It's like protect somebody. Is that what?
There is a protect.
It's
someone.
called "Let's Get Out of Here." It's specific to the mundane.
Yeah, but I think it's
what
for
action are
protecting
you
somebody.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that.
Oh yeah, if you protect someone. I'm sorry.
Yep, that's okay. Cool. So go ahead and read it, and somebody let me know what happens.
Yep.
Okay. That is a 7 plus 2.
So a
So
9.
9. Yeah.
That's a 7+.
Yep. That's
You
not
protect
a
them
that's not a
okay,
complete
But
success.
you'll suffer some or all of the harm they were going to get.
Okay.
I didn't.
So you successfully convince Bart, and he goes up and he gets his wife. He yells back, "Hey Dorothy, we got to get out of here." Damn it! I cannot keep track of this
You're
voice.
doing fine.
And, all right, good. I'm
Grew
glad.
up on a variety of military bases all around the country. He's got a very eclectic accent. It's fine.
But so he calls her down. She goes and gets their kid, this precocious little boy named Rufus, by the way.
I didn't know they had a kid staying in the
Yeah,
house.
There's all sorts of investigation. And Dorothy doesn't seem too happy about it, but with your air of authority, Carl, she listens, and then they go to the van with you. Now, this confidence makes you really want to take charge.
Yeah.
And so you're going to be at the head of most of these efforts.
Flashlight
From
in
now
one
on.
hand, gun in the other.
Oh my god.
A
that's
really awkward
horrifying.
tactical position.
Yeah, because like the flashlight weighs more than like a small child, so I'm holding it like this.
Love it. Okay, so what are you guys doing it otherwise? Like what are your plans? What are your preparations?
Well, I suppose I've exited the van now, and I'm kind of just like looking at the surroundings, not really trying to do anything, but just kind of waiting for Carl to finish what he's doing before we move on to our pursuit of the chupacabra.
Did you share that it's probably better to trap them? I think that was a thing you knew, but maybe the rest of us
Right.
didn't.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, if I know anything about the chupacabra, from my experience in the bureau,
It's that it's fictional. I would like to point out.
Monsters are real. You guys know they're real.
Yeah, but according to this guy.
Oh, that's true.
well, for any case involving monsters of this size, capacity, and general strength, we don't want them out in the open field. We want them as enclosed as possible. So if we can control it, we want this guy back in the barn like we did for the last sucker.
Does anyone want to try to do a little more research or something like that? Any last minute stuff before things pop off, as the kids say?
Do they say that?
No.
Okay, good. Good. I don't have a good way of doing any investigation, unfortunately.
So I mean, do you have a phone? Do you have? Is there
not
any?
a good one, not one with any sort of connection out here.
Is there anything useful in the van? Like,
Well, we got the basics of.
Do you have
gear.
somebody you can
We have a
call?
laptop. I do have someone I can
or
call.
or a laptop, also good. What do you want to use to try to?
I'm going to call one of my.
You took some samples. Do you have anything you can do with those samples?
I have dried blood flakes. Am I with them now with the family?
So you brought the family to the van. I imagine that
Yeah.
you didn't plan on like staying in the van with them.
No, leaving them in
Yeah.
and locking.
Okay.
From
They
the
think that's a
outs-
little weird. They ask you to leave the windows cracked at least.
I say no can do, but I'll turn on the AC.
Also, Dorothy's like, this is very uncomfortable in here.
You have no idea.
So,
Really, 4 of you guys fit in here? Jesus Christ.
Fit is a generous term.
Okay.
we were expecting 3 by the end of the day. Carl, you still got that blood on you?
The one inside my body or in the test tube?
Boy, if you keep talking back, I'm taking both. Give me the vial.
I fumble for the vial and I hand it to him with the flakes inside.
Okay.
Let me show you something. Come over here. And I lead Carl to the back of the van, where there's a very strange-looking, almost like a microscope, but it has a slot for a specific size of test tube. So I take
The one that I got from
No.
my spy kit.
No. I
I
take
knew it was real.
I take the vial from Carl's spy kit and I dump the Fun Flakes into a vial that comes with this
20 cereal box tops.
with this machine, and I kind of hook it into this microscope-looking thing that's got a platform at the bottom with various holes for vials and whatnot, and then I press a large red button towards the front because it's very conspicuous, and the machine starts whirring, and the platform starts spinning violently with the vial on it, and you can see that there's not many flakes, obviously, so not much is happening within the vial, but you can see them kind of pushing around, and this screen on the top front is starting to make some noise. It's starting to graphs are starting to run,
okay.
text is starting to flow. Looks like you're on hackertyper.net, and
Excellent.
and some readings come
All
out,
right.
and I would like to know what those readings say.
Alrighty, cool. Yeah,
That
he
is-
sold that. He sold that a lot.
He's good, yeah.
And that's a sharp.
It's professional.
Yeah.
That is a 10.
That's a 10. All right, so we'll call this more investigating.
Have you missed a roll?
All night.
No,
He did miss the one,
I missed
but
the
it's
one
'cause
that
he had-
was supposed to save you.
Save
Yeah,
me.
it's because he had a
Seems
minus
right.
1 also.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, so I investigate. What happened here? What am I seeing on the screen?
so what you're seeing on the screen, it kind of confirms a lot of what you've seen. That it's canine-like DNA mixed with human blood and a little bit of lead-based paint.
Sorry.
And obviously there's a little bit of wood and stuff into it too. Stuff that you can't blame Carl too much. Even experienced people would would get a little bit along with that.
Wait, when we were back at the barn, did Carl get to take a bit of sample from the cab before we saw the chupacabra, or is he just kind of leaning into it?
I think he's just leading
yeah,
into
okay.
it. Yeah, when the noises started.
Damn, only one vial then. Mm-hmm. All right. What? Oh, I guess we already answered. What sort of creature is it? What can it do?
Okay, so in addition to the DNA and paint readout, you can see that there is some sort of hallucinogen in this.
Put this in a vial.
In this, and you can also tell that there was something that basically. There's a chemical that breaks down the blood and makes it easier to extract from the body, let's say.
That dead one back there. Could have been filled
So
And that's
does that answer that question?
yes, and that is
Okay.
my 2 investigational questions.
Alrighty. Anyone else doing some investigation or anything like that?
Can I do oops again?
I'm not sure I could. I think that might be
Okay.
a once per encounter kind
Okay,
of thing.
that's fair. That's what I
Especially
was
with what I gave you.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you still have your oops from before.
That's true. That's kind of a continuing oops.
I just like to scan the perimeter. I feel oddly in charge of the people in the van. And if anything were to happen to them, it would be my fault for ripping them from their home and putting them in a van.
Alrighty. So you don't see anything, but Carl, even as you go out, if you walk a little bit away from everyone, you notice that things have gotten quiet, like quieter than they would normally be. You don't hear any birds. You don't hear any coyotes.
Am I away from
howling.
them?
A little bit, but not like completely separated.
Okay.
But like just
Yeah.
far enough away that you're in your own thoughts, and you kind of realize it.
Okay.
So what is everyone doing?
So I look around. Do I see any livestock out and about?
You can hear some cows milling about, and maybe even the stamp of horse hooves in the barn.
All right. I don't think we got a better trap than in the barn, guys, do we?
Wouldn't appear so. Not a lot of landscape to work with.
All right. Let's go see what we can do about that barn.
All right, Carl, tough guy. Want to lead us on?
What? I'm sorry, what?
Want to take the lead, Sarge?
Do you mean it?
I do.
Can I hold your badge?
Yes.
No. God, no.
Sweet. I pin it to my shirt. And then I take the lead, flashlight and gun in tow.
Out of curiosity, is this like one of the X-Files badges where it's in basically a large leather wallet? So now he's got this thing.
He's put it in his like
Dude,
safety pocket.
I came with nothing and I'm just stacked.
I love it.
This huge flashlight, a gun, and I'm like a little badger.
I love it. Okay.
Follow me, boys. Do they know that the family's in the van?
I think so. I think it was pretty obvious.
Okay.
I don't think there was any.
So we turn briefly to the family in the van. Oh shoot, what are the names?
Bart,
Bart.
Wixon,
Bart.
Mixon.
Mixon.
Bart Mixons. All right, Mixons, I want you to listen very carefully. Do not leave this van until there are claws and teeth literally trying to rip inside of it.
That
Am I
seems like the
clear?
worst time to leave
And
this.
and then you leave.
Never mind.
Okay.
Just don't leave the van.
Just don't leave the van.
Just don't leave the
I'm
van.
Trying,
Okay, got
I'm
it.
trying to be exaggerated and synonyms, but don't leave the van under any circumstances.
I love that cop out. And synonyms, etc., etc. Okay, so what kind of preparations are you guys doing? Like you're going to the barn.
Reloading.
You plan to. Well, okay, that's fine. You've had plenty of time. You don't need to say that out loud. That's fine.
I've only played D&D.
But I'm just letting you know that like
Did you reload something
Yeah.
in D&D?
basically
Crossbow.
I'm only going to hold you to these things when it's effective for the plot.
Okay.
You forgot to reload.
Oh no!
Like if it means putting Carl in danger is the only time I'll do it. No, okay. All right. So you guys plan on trapping these creatures.
Wait, I wasn't a part of this covenant. We're gonna try to capture it.
Well, I mean, we're just gonna
So,
trap it so we
you
can
know-
shoot it.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
to eliminate the threat, it's going to require entrapment. And I'll go ahead and give it to you. You know this because you've heard the stories that
Scholastic.
Chupacabra. What?
Scholastic.
This is beyond the scholastic.
Okay.
That Chupacabra have an almost magical ability to escape when somebody's trying to track them, in darkness.
Is there a cow nearby?
There's a cow
In
in the
the
barn.
Oh,
Cows and horse.
perfect. I suggest we strap down the bait.
With the wig.
I mean, they're trapped in the barn
Yes.
right now.
But who's to say they won't leave when we open the doors?
Well, let's check out the barn first.
Agreed.
Okay, good.
Okay,
Let's
so
just
you
check
go
out
in.
the barn.
You go in. It's very much a larger, more modern facility than the Cellar's barn. Large metal building.
Conviction.
It's less more money, more newer. And you walk in, and there's a few large paddocks that have a number of cattle each, and then there's a few stalls that have horses.
Sweet.
Okay, so
Sliding doors on either end? or-
yes, sure.
Okay.
Is there like one of the roofs?
Yes.
So there,
Hayloft?
so
Hayloft.
Yep, there's a little hayloft area, and it's kind of only half, so that you can pretty much access down from any point. And there's a couple winches at either end that might be used for moving things. Winches.
I look at Freak, and then I look at the hayloft. I'm like, eh?
I mean, yeah, we could definitely put some people up there. We got to lure we already got the bait. And then, shut the door behind them. Who does that?
Cam.
Sure.
You sure?
I might be on the outside when I close it. I don't know.
I mean, all right, that's fine.
We'll see how that goes.
As long as we can get them in.
Outside the door when it
I
closes.
say,
we'll see.
yeah, because we have. Are you armed at all?
Yeah, I got this. And he pulls out this old beat up snub nose 38 and starts sort of waving it.
Sick.
Love it.
We'll,
He's got his broken bottle too. Don't let him lie to you.
No, I don't intend to get that close. I don't want
All right, so we got what three guns that can be perched up top on this haystack, and then a way to close the door when he's
So
El Chupacabra finds his way in.
So you hear from out in the barn as you guys are at the door. You hear from the van. Hey, you guys aren't gonna mess up my barn, are you?
I go. So since he's already yelled, I'd like to yell back, Bart, shut up! We're trying to catch a monster.
Oh, okay.
Here's a thought. Maybe don't go around telling people about monsters if you don't have to.
I forgot that's a secret.
Yeah.
I mean,
you hear some marital arguments from within the van. But
marital domestic dispute from within inside the van.
Not without proof. People tend to look at you funny if you just go around screaming about monsters.
Okay.
Believe me.
So you guys have kind of a plan. What are you doing specifically? What are you each of you doing? Tam?
I'm going to hide in the corner as much as I can.
Okay.
I'm going to imagine this is one of those sliding barn doors, maybe, or maybe one of them. I don't know.
It's sliding. Let's say
Sliding, right? Let's say it's sliding. So I'll be at a position where I can slide it shut.
Get a position like closer to like upstairs access to this place, so you can slide in really quickly, like climb a ladder or something. Probably don't want you like chilling on the floor as soon as you close the door.
Right. Depending on how it works, right? If there's a ladder, I'll climb it. If not, I'll stay outside.
All right.
Whichever way.
I think it's more interesting if there's not a ladder, so you have to stay outside.
I'll stay outside and shoot through the cracks.
Okay. Carl?
There's only one entrance to the barn?
There's two on either side.
So I'm going to go... Is there a way to bar up the other entrance?
You could probably figure out a way to chain up. There's some rope or chain or something.
I suggest barring up the other side of the barn, and then I'm going to stay on the ground and hide with back against that wall.
Oh, okay.
Okay. They didn't seem to enjoy the flashlight earlier.
Okay, so freak. I hope I end up like you when I'm older.
I wouldn't.
This is great. But yes, so I'm trying to maximize the area. So if I stay low to the ground in the flashlight, you know?
Oh, yeah, I got it. I'm worried you're putting yourself in harm's way, kid.
Look, I have one of these, and I wave it around.
Oh, Jesus Christ, Carl.
Safety is clear.
What did I tell you?
Look at it. I got it.
All right, so Freak?
Yeah. I'm going to climb up into the hayloft and just sort of get real low and wait for this whole thing to kick off, maybe.
Okay. And Badger?
I am perched up top with my submachine gun tactically aimed from the corner to the entrance of this building, and I put a bullet into one of the cows to draw some blood.
So I love that.
Warning eye.
So a loud shot rings out, and you hear a thud as the cow drops. So before you guys all got to these positions, did you do anything else to lay your trap? Did you turn off the lights, or did you?
I assumed all the lights were off.
That's okay. So, alrighty.
I'm just readying the flashlight.
All right.
How many ladders are there in here? Do we know if they can jump? That's not necessarily a thing we asked.
It jumped that fence pretty good.
Yeah, I was gonna say one left out of the cow paddock. So.
Okay. So they may come to visit us. Are there any like open windows up around the top, or
See if you can build a hay fort.
Ooh. Wait, I have a knife.
So
How did I shoot the cow? Could I just stab the cow?
yeah, well, we
That
can
makes a lot
retcon
more sense.
that
Yeah.
and say that you
that I took my knife and just.
So now it's a slow
Yeah.
choking on its
Yeah.
own blood
There we
death
go.
instead of.
Sound- sounds of dying.
Stab it in the ass.
that's better.
Do you want to kill non-lethal?
It's a
blood?
non-lethal. It's
Okay.
to get a pool of blood forming at the floor.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay, so in the interest of hurrying things up, so things start happening pretty quick. So So almost as soon as he gets into position after drawing that blood, you hear noises of snuffling and snarling coming in.
Hope I took a shower.
So you're stood by the door in the darkness.
Yeah.
You asked Bart how to turn off the outdoor lights around.
Sure,
So you're just out there under the starlight.
Yeah, let's hope he doesn't
Yeah.
smell me and smells the blood. Yeah.
And you are fortunate, and you see two dark figures
All right.
creep past you into the barn. What do you do?
I have my flashlight, right?
You do have your flashlight.
I'm gonna start pulling this door closed, and I'm gonna shine my light on him.
All right. So you pull the door closed. Do you close it like all the way except for the you?
Yeah,
basically,
you know, I want to stick my flashlight in, not my hand.
But it's like, but just making sure that like you just like run this door closed because it's a large door.
yeah, it's gonna
Okay.
take
Yeah,
good 10 seconds,
all right.
whatever.
But you managed to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. And you get the
big and
lights on
strong.
him. Yeah. You get the lights on him, and you eliminate these two. I mean, you've seen these things before. You got up close and personal with a dead one, but seeing them alive, like they've got muscle rippling underneath this horrible mangy fur. These are strong, powerful animals, and their jaws are just slathering as they go for the cow. What do you guys do?
Good thing I didn't trap 2 cows. That would have been embarrassing.
So have they noticed the light on them, or are they?
So they are definitely responding to the light, looking around, but they're still kind of focused on the cow at this point. They know how to deal with normal natural light. So
Okay.
Let's hit him.
Tam, are you still inside?
I'm gonna stick my flashlight through the crack in the door.
yeah,
I'm gonna stay
Oh,
outside.
you're outside.
I'm gonna
Okay.
stay outside. See if that helps. It probably won't.
I turn on my light.
We do some tactical motions.
Yeah, you give me the sign, and I go whatever, and then
so you flick on that light. You don't need to do anything. You're pretty far away.
I get it
and-
right this time.
Yeah. And Tam, a blinding light beams out because it is aimed at you from the other side of the barn.
Wonderful.
So it's enough. It makes you like kind of move back away, but it hit like as hard as it hit you, Tam. These two creatures, they yelp out in pain, and they cower down, and they have completely forgotten about going after this injured cow, and you can almost see because you're the closest one, right now. You can almost see how this light is burning at their skin underneath the fur. What do you do?
Good job, Carl. Keep it on them.
Got it. I can do that.
Switch weapons, and open fire. I don't know what I'm not gonna investigate.
You're a little bit behind. What are these two? What are you
Okay,
two
okay,
doing?
okay.
Sorry.
I'm ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
Carl?
I'm just trying to balance things. Well, Carl just turned on the light.
I'm
What are
okay.
you,
Yeah,
what are you
light.
two doing?
Free?
I'm opening fire.
Aim for the head.
Yeah.
Go ahead and take I mean, you can take some shots if you
I'm
want.
gonna kick some ass
I mean, you don't even have to do
from
that. You're
behind a
far
hay
away.
bale
Yeah.
up on the top.
You're
like,
far away. These guys are not feeling good right now. So you shoot. You shoot at one. What is the harm on your gun?
It's 2.
Okay.
It's also close. I don't know how important that is.
So, let's say you take a couple shots and one misses.
Okay. I can live
One
with
hits
that.
the dirt, but I mean, you can tell that you hit that one pretty hard. How about you, Mister?
Well.
So
I'm
shots
pretty
ring
close.
out from within.
And
It is
I-
almost deafening, by the way, Carl. And so,
And Carl thought he was deaf before. I yell real quick, Carl, cover your damn ears! And rip open a solid stream of 14, 15 bullets.
alrighty. So these two, the one drops. One tears into it, but the other one kind of dives off to the side. Like he saw his friend get shot, and now he's getting hit. So your spray kind of gets him, but not quite as perfectly. Carl, roll act under pressure to see if you drop the flashlight or misalign the flashlight covering your ears. Oh man,
10.
you are fine.
There's blood trickling out my ears. Got it.
I'm gonna say you managed to cover up your ears in a way that you don't deafen. Alrighty. So, as all this is happening, even above all the gunshots coming from within Tam, you hear behind you snarl, and you even hear the drip of saliva on the ground. What do you do?
I suppose I will have to turn and attack.
All right, so you turn around and your flashlight falls on a figure that looks very familiar, but this is somehow worse.
Oh, great.
Its head is like knurled, like stronger, like eyebrows. Like think of the chupacabra you had in your head, and think of a Neanderthal version of this thing. It's large, and it is coming towards you.
Great.
And so you want to take a couple shots at it?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll act under pressure,
Act under pressure.
because this thing is
Excuse my
terrifying.
That's cool. All right. 10.
Alrighty, cool. So you get off a couple shots. What's the harm on that gun?
Shotgun is 3 harm, close, messy.
Damn. Damn, and you are definitely close. So you get off that shot.
Wonderful.
So, and you guys all hear, even as you lose track of this one very injured, you guys hear a shot outside that you know is not directed into the barn.
Bart! No!
So this thing, you take that shot, and it clearly affects it.
All right.
But it also just kind of makes it more angry, and
course.
it leaps at you and kind of bashes you back against the door as it bites into your leg. So you
my
take
leg.
2 harm,
2 harms.
and immediately your head starts to spin,
Oh, it's like a trophy. This is what I was after.
and and as this
I know
thing,
this, baby. I know this dragon.
and your eyes kind of drift off the monster just in the moment. You're not completely out of it, but the van kind of grows tall, then kind of grows long like a semi, and you're a little out of it. So let's see what these guys are doing. So what are you guys doing inside?
So just
So the
one's down.
one's down, and one just ducked out of Carl's light.
Okay. Carl, can you get a light on that guy?
Do I know where he went?
He just went off to the side into one of the cow areas.
I don't know which.
Just start spinning, Carl. You'll find him.
I start spinning.
So
Like a big light.
so he starts spinning.
I head over to the stall where I saw him
All right.
go over to the side, and I just kind of start peeking in each one. I'm like,
All
yeah,
right, so
yeah.
So if you run up there, I'll go ahead and give this to you again. Wow, we're actually past time. All right, so you run up there and he dropped a die.
Trying to be good.
You run up there and you shine that light over, and you get this thing just as you can tell it was stalking another cow, kind of hoping to get one meal, maybe
last
to
drink.
regain some strength. But you hit it with that light, and it immediately just kind of shrivels against it and falls over dead.
Oh,
Dead?
I shoot it anyway.
And
And Carl just goes
roll act
"Hey."
under pressure.
Sweet. It's a 3. It's a 7. Wait, what is act under pressure is cool? It's a 6.
You shot the cow.
Damn it!
Alrighty. So what are you guys doing? So the 2 that you know about in here are dead.
I call out. It's dead.
And you heard a shot, and then you heard something get slammed against the door.
I immediately hop down from my small perch and work to open the door.
Alrighty, and you are able to slide it open. And honestly, Tame just kind of spills out, and there's this massive creature looming over him, with red glowing eyes, now fixated on you. What do you do?
I take shots.
Alrighty, so you are really close to him. So this is going to be a kick some ass.
All right. That is a 7.
A 7. So I believe that just means that you both just kind of exchanged these shots. So you shot with your submachine gun? Mm-hmm. All right, so you rip a few shots into this thing, and it clearly lands, but this thing is bigger and tougher than either of those guys. So he just kind of, he takes it, but it almost seems to anger him more, and he reaches in there, and he bites you closer to your shoulder, and you take 2 harm from that.
All right.
And again, also you feel a little woozy from that. You're feeling a little unsteady on your feet.
All right, I'll stumble back a bit.
Okay.
Carl, that light seems to help a lot. We could really use it right now.
Okay, I go, certainly! And after mourning the cow that I've murdered, I twist and I flick the light on.
Alrighty, so I mean it's a hard target to miss. So you hit this thing and it definitely recoils and kind of jumps off to the side.
Yeah.
Into the shadow of this thing, but not far away. But you definitely heard it. So, Freak, what do you do?
So I'm looking for like an open hayloft, exity, windowy type thing. I don't want to come down out of the hayloft if I don't have to.
Okay. So probably if you ran closer to that way, that you figure that you could find some place where you could peek over the edge and maybe hit this thing.
Okay, that's what I try to do.
Alrighty. So, and what do you do?
When I see it, I open fire on it.
Alrighty. What's your harm capacity?
2.
Alrighty. So this thing's definitely looking hurt, but he's still up and now kind of aware of you. What are you doing, Tam?
Am I still able to shoot? Let's kick some ass if I'm capable.
All right, so you can try, but you are definitely feeling not well. So I'm going to need you to do an act under pressure.
It's either that or take a nap.
Yeah.
Try and get it to wear off. Or
Whatever.
maybe enjoy it. Get some lights.
Yeah. Wow.
Cool. 11.
11. Oh man, you shoot that thing.
All right. It's,
Yeah.
Still 3.
He gets an extra effect if we're following the standards.
Oh well, that wasn't kick some ass. That was act under pressure.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
I wish.
Yeah, he's far enough away that it's not really a kick some
Yeah,
ass.
that's a shame.
All right,
Would've
so
been cool. +1 maybe.
No.
so
But I don't get
feeling
hurt.
feeling very trapped, the creature backs further into the corner. What do you guys do?
I just keep walking towards it with the light.
Oh man.
So like they can't get out because it's a big light.
I'm nearby.
Alrighty.
I'm a little woozy still, but I'm also walking close, and I've got my submachine gun out in scope. I'm stumbling, but guns are still scary when you're stumbling.
So because you got kind of a big head,
Yes. I need a lady.
you get a little cocky. You get a little close to this thing, and you think that you're okay because you're kind of peeking around the corner of this fence, but like to your shock, this thing just goes in a rage, and it's like its jaws stretch wide open as it roars and tears through the fence and just dives through at you. What do you do?
Well, I'm pointing the light at it, right?
You're pointing the light at it,
Doesn't
but now
care.
it is like angry and ripping through. It is just broken through one half of a fence to get to you, and it's coming to the one that you're hidden behind.
I drop the gun, and I reach for Dad's nunchucks.
Okay.
Because Mom's always said that he kicked ass, and now it's time to kick some ass.
Alrighty, roll kick some
It's
ass.
the only thing you shot with that gun a cow?
Yes. 7 + 1, 8.
Alrighty.
So
So you get a hit on with those nunchucks, but it hits you at the same time. So almost simultaneously, it lands on your chest and sinks teeth into your throat as you land a hit with these nunchucks. That kills it.
Thank you, Dad. I kissed a nunchuck. Thank you, Dad.
So its
You're bleeding
jaws
out.
are still on you. You take 3 harm. But that pretty much.
3.
Yeah.
Still up.
Carl, those fucking nunchucks. You can't respond because you're a little bleeding on your throat.
All right. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up real quick because we're already pretty far over time.
I want to get a picture of the chupacabra eating him before we take it off him.
You snap a quick picture.
It's worth it.
He's still hitting it with his nunchucks.
the logbook.
So you guys, you realize that this is the matriarch, that this was the mother of the brood. and it's very good that you killed her, because otherwise this is about the time that she would be having her litter, and this brood would be even stronger if you had not stopped it. Now,
So you're saying I'm a lady killer?
so you go talk to Bart. Carl, you have to tell him that you killed one of his cows.
You wouldn't believe it. It killed one of your cows. It bit it right on the.
But after seeing the matriarch, especially, he's like, "Holy shit, yeah! Like, thank you for helping out." And he helps you. You guys, what do you do with the bodies? Out of curiosity, real quick.
The chupacabra bodies?
Yes, the chupacabra bodies.
Well, they cannot be seen by the public.
What? They can totally be seen by the public. Why wouldn't they be seen by the public?
Totally let Bart
This
deal
is
with
the
this.
truth.
This is Bart's house. He could deal with it.
I pull out one of the things that came with the spy kit that I bought, and it flashes a light in front of Bart, and I go, "You didn't see anything."
He just kind of like, "Well, are you okay, Carl? Man?"
I go, "Nice to meet you, Bart."
Alrighty. So yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this up really quick in an unsatisfying way.
Go for it.
Because I'm hungry. I'm ready for dinner. But yeah, hope you guys had fun. Anything you guys want to wrap up before we finish up? Like,
It didn't get me a girlfriend.
this one
I
did
get my
not give
gun
you a
back.
girlfriend.
That's
I
weird.
take my gun back.
Yeah,
Give you some saliva and a vial for later.
And
the only girl you met is married or dead. So,
also, I take my badge back.
oh yeah, also important.
I thought you wouldn't know this.
All right. So,
I guess we pile these up and burn them. I don't know.
yeah, right. So you're
that broken
burning the
fence.
bodies. Is that?
My goal is to dispose of the bodies because I do not want the honorable FBI, as they call themselves, to find these bodies and take their DNA.
Okay. Alrighty.
Well, that actually makes a lot of sense. If you present it like that, of course we should burn the bodies.
See,
Right.
there you go. You got a buddy in
Yes.
there.
Blog all you want, but we're not leaving any evidence behind.
Oh, no, we definitely can't let the wrong hands get a hold of these.
Okay.
See, that's all I needed.
Okay.
I sneak a tuft of hair when no one's looking.
Motherfucker.
Alrighty.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, so thank you guys for playing. Hope you had fun.
That was lots of fun.
Thank you guys for tuning in. If you did, drop us a follow maybe. And yeah, hope you enjoyed. See you guys next week. Sam, you want to hit the stop recording button?
Do we get healed up
Or the
between
stop
missions?
streaming? Yeah, we get healed up between missions. You'll have time. Do I need to do it?
Does anybody need to reset?
Click exit.
No, I'm good. Clong.
If only. We had an IT.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.